Hi, welcome back. My name's Kerry, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much, and welcome back. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. I hope that the weather is improving wherever you are, and I hope that you've been able to get crafty this week. I am back in the kitchen doing some filming. If you see any green paint on my nails, it's because due to filming and editing, I've been painting something green, and whilst I could get it off my skin, I couldn't get it off my nails. So we're stuck. However, we're going to make some bay windows from a company called Dollhouse Direct. They are in kit form, so we're going to assemble it, and we're going to get the frames onto the glazing. We've painted the bottom. I'm not going to do the top and bottom that come with the kit, just the bottom, because I'm going to make a different lid for the top of the bay window because of the height of where it's going to go, but also because I want to be able to get in and out from above. You shall see why. Anyhow, we shall start with these smaller side panels, so it's going to be like that, just to make sure that we get used to things as we go along. I've got wood glue, just normal wood glue you get from any store like Chandler's, The Range, Home Bargains, Sturmat, B&Q, anywhere like that. I've got cocktail sticks as well, just to spread it on a little easier. I'm going to stick the frames to the glazing because I think that might make it a bit easier for me to build it, rather than me try and fit the frames together. By eye from scratch. This at least gives me a nice area to make sure that I'm doing it right. Because I've never made one of these before, and I want to make sure I do it correctly. So I'm just running a little bead of glue down. Just making sure, yeah, that's great. And then we'll put our middles in, so to speak. these are going to go into 2 different projects that I've got in the pipeline. One of them's quite seasonal, so there'll be a little wait for that one. But the other one, we could be starting quite soon. And I'm really excited for it. Before I started the channel, I'd really wanted to do this thing that I'm about to do. Let's just jiggle that a little bit. It doesn't quite. That's it. So there's one side panel. Let's start the next one. So I had started planning, and whenever I found something, squirreling it away. Because I'd seen a programme and it had reminded me just how cool I thought it would be to do this particular project. Let's just scrape this excess glue off because it's that's a little bit much. I will clean these up once the glue dries, but my neurodivergent brain, and also my brain that has dyscalculia, just couldn't visualise. I know this might sound a little silly to people because I'm 43. 43, you know, run a YouTube channel. I've got a whole life, but I just couldn't visualise putting them together. I think the window frame, the glazing is giving me what I need to put it together better. Because I do have a tendency with anything that needs maths brain to need a little more help. And there was a time where I'd be really ashamed to admit that, because I think school as well, you know, you like, you know, why are you finding this so hard kind of. But also there was someone in my life who was extremely good at maths and was like, you know, I thought you were clever, why are you so stupid, you know, all this kind of razzmatazz. And it made me so paranoid about anything to do with maths and not seeming like I was struggling and trying to find workarounds but not get noticed and things like that. And yet now, thankfully, I am no longer in contact with that person. So don't have that same fear of just admitting that I find certain things hard. Now that that person isn't around, and it has took a while, but it does show that you know, just admitting things, because like my husband and my daughter are super good at anything maths brain, so I can ask them for help, and they don't mind. They know that's how I am, kind of. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you do struggle with something, but you can see a workaround that suits you, then just do it. Don't let anybody do you down and prevent you from doing something just because you don't do it the precise way because you struggle with that. Just going to pause for 1 second because I think I'm missing one of my little bits. I shan't be a moment. No, the little piece has vanished. So what I'm going to do is, when the wood glue's dried on other pieces, I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of wood from my stash and paint them up and put them in. Because I could just stick them in there, because clearly, and it is that I've lost it, because there was the right number of pieces when it come. It was that I am silly. So it is not a problem with the kit. It is a problem with the crafter. As we say time and time again, honestly, it's going to be my epitaph, isn't it? The problem is me. Yeah, they'll have just rolled off the unit that I had them on while they were drying, so I might actually pull the unit out and see if I find them, because that's probably where they are. Move that over a witty bit. That's it. And it's the same technique, but there's longer middle pieces. Hang on. Hang on. I think that we then need to go like this. No. See, it does take me a little time. But to be kind to myself, there weren't instructions, probably because most usual people find this very obvious. However, I am not most usual people. So, there you go. Lovely. Because you see, the projects that these are destined for, I have a vision of being able to like change what's in the windows seasonally and get really creative, and it can be one of those projects that have a bit of variety and change to them instead of statically being. I do like that about, I mean, I do that with my own home, never mind the main dollhouse, but I like being able to switch things up, and when you look at something, you know, there's variety when you're looking at it. You know you want to. That's it. I think there was just a tiny bit of paint there that had gone into one of the notches. Stability. These though, as spurs, I don't mind one bit because I can just paint them a little more down here and I would have a piece of furniture for inside of the project. So that is fine. So let's see. So it is, it's like that. So we do need to get these glued on. And stable. That maybe just tiny witty bit back. And tiny witty bit in, I think, as well. a bit more glue on this one because I've been moving it around because I'm an idiot. And my own worst critic. And then they can dry off. And when that glue dries, then we can start sticking the window panes to them. But I want things to dry a little bit first. And I really do get annoying with things like drying because I tend to want to hurry that process up and make it be quicker than it takes. However, I shall come back. I shall come back with hopefully dried up right hot glue. That had to do that while I was filming, didn't it? Just had to do that. Such is the magic of YouTube. I won't edit it out because I've always said from moment go, this is reality, this is real life, so this is what you're all going to see. Okay, I shall see you in a bit. So, we shall see. I did one off camera. Just to make sure, you know, just to test. So beads down the side that's gonna touch the strut and the area that's gonna touch the base. And when they're dry, I'll just take a really sharp craft knife and just get rid of any splodgy glue, but be extremely careful. Other bits I'll do a little paint job on. That's it. Get a little bit more on, because you don't want it splodging everywhere, but you also don't want there to be not enough. And then I've got drying time while I just prototype what I'm going to use as a lid in terms of size, weight, taking it on and off, etc. Yee! Really pleased with them. And thank you to Gary from Dollhouse Direct for sending me these kits. I bought them myself under my personal name, but he always sends things promptly, sends things packaged well, you know. He's reliable. And here at Crafting Some Ambience, we can't craft the ambience unless the suppliers are reliable. So thank you very much. Right, this glue's got to dry, and then I think it's time to start the first project that one of them is going to go into. I wonder if you can guess. I'm really excited. See you soon.